Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Cry But Don't Quit show. I created this show. My name is India, your host, and I created this show to address a lot of conversations that successful women have with me privately about how their personal challenges are affecting their professional success. So we are going to have authentic conversations about things that are happening behind our businesses, behind our marriages, behind our health, that we can just hopefully normalize on this platform. So thank you so much for watching. And if you want access to behind the scenes insight or full episodes, please remember to go to crybutdontquit.com and subscribe to my mailing list. So today we have our first of our series of guests that are coming on to ask for my advice and insight on how to navigate certain challenges that they're facing. And she's going to introduce herself and share why she's here today.
Hi, Indu. Thank you. My name is Keely McHenry, and I am the new owner of The Freezing Point. This was a somewhat established company that I took over about a year and a half ago, and since then have expanded the company across 2 states. So we are in Texas and California. And the problem that I'm struggling with is that, you know, when it comes to seeking advice, I can't really go to my friends and family because they aren't in the position I'm in. They're not making decisions that affect the trajectory of the growth of this entity, and they're not making decisions that, you know, affect employees' livelihoods and things like that. But on the other end, when I speak with mentors, they sometimes underestimate me or give me advice that is like too generic. And I think because I'm younger, they don't understand that I'm in the driver's seat looking for more in-depth navigation for where I should be heading. So I'm here to ask for your advice on how to navigate that world where I can't go to my friends and family for advice, and how to advocate with mentors for more in-depth responses without sounding like arrogant.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I actually put it in my book under emerging leadership, like the best come from the bottom. And I wrote that book before I hit 30 because I was frustrated with the exact thing you're talking about. Like in the streets, we call it big broing. So they just big bro you. They just talk down to you, especially men. They mansplain like, oh my God, like I'm 24 and I've got not one location, but how many did you say?
2.
So you kind of have earned the right to be a little arrogant. But it's very real. It's ageism. You know, it's the clash of different cultures. A lot of people believe you need to kiss the ring or you need to, you know, pay your dues before you can kind of have a seat at certain tables. And, you know, your accomplishments on the personal side really separate you from the pack of what a typical 24-year-old is doing. So you're finding yourself dressing a little bit more powerfully, or in your downtime, you're like studying market research. You know what I'm saying? Like a typical 24-year-old is talking to you about their boyfriend. But that can feel lonely and isolating. So the advice that I would give you is, one, to separate your expectations of what you want from a mentor versus what you need from business advice. It sounds like you're kind of putting that together. When it comes to a mentor, a personal mentor, she just needs to be somebody that you admire, that you look up to, that you feel safe in her company. She wants you to succeed. I didn't get to experience that too much, but I did. I had a phenomenal mentor for almost 7 years, and the commitment, I could call her day or night. I could talk to her about the boyfriends, about the guys I'm dating. Like, those are personal conversations. That gives you the confidence when people have rattled your cages in certain rooms. My personal preference when it comes to those type of mentors is that you shouldn't have to pay for that and you should not have to beg for that. If that's not something that someone's willing to give you freely, then they're just not in the fit. They're not. When it comes to specialized advice, business advice, this is where you get to really understand the value, the unique value proposition of hiring a business consultant or someone who gives specialized advice specific to the challenges or the growth goals that your business needs. That is where it's going to be hard for someone who's not completely involved in your business. They don't know the ins and outs to not give you generic advice. So it's going to be important that you create that avatar to say on either end, because there's plenty of people that are saying they're business experts and they're not. But, you know, so it's going to be very important for you to be able to qualify those people based on your criteria. Have they opened up multiple locations and navigated that? Did they experience difficulties in business and still paid their invoices, paid and fulfilled their obligations? what have you done to really clarify what you want out of either of them on the personal mentorship side? Is this woman happy? There are a lot of women that where you want to be, but when you really peel back that outer appearance of success, then you end up actually being the, the advice giver or the empowerment person, like, girl, you could do this, because life's kind of beat her down. So being able to have those conversations, before you have them, prepare a list and really be clear of, like, this is where I want my business to be in the next 6 months, 12 months, and this is the amount of money that I'm prepared to invest in a specialized person who could really take me there. Every business person has that. If you can luck out to not have to pay for it, then what I recommend you do is attend business conferences like the one we met at. You read books of people that are in your industry. You really self-learn those things that unfortunately everybody's kind of surviving right now. So you're going to have to accept that nobody wants you to succeed as much as you do. So you've got to, there's other ways that you can get that information without having to be so vulnerable. And you'd be surprised, because of your resourcefulness, they probably can't tell you something you don't already know or you don't have the capacity to know. That's why you're coming across a little arrogant, like, nope, I already know that. Nope. So you might not need as much as you think. You might just need, reassurance that you are on the right track. Before I ask you how that lands for you, I just want to make a note that this is a shared conversation with you guys as well. So if this is something that you're experiencing, not just in business, but you want to you want to be married in the next few years, or you want to get healthier, and you find yourself trying to ask people for advice and they just kind of big bro you, talk down to you, mansplain things to you, and you just really don't seem to be finding your tribe, I want to encourage you again to visit us at crybutdon'tquit.com and to comment and engage on Instagram at Cry But Don't Quit, or at the Cry But Don't Quit show on YouTube. All right, so how does that land for you?
That is very true, that I've seen even in my own experiences, that I never really thought it through. Like, I've had mentors that I have used that, again, were being more generic. And then I've also had paid advisors. Like when I purchased my business, it came with consulting hours. And those have been the most valuable part of, taking over the transition of ownership in the business, because, she has skin in the game. She wants me to succeed, and she also has, there's money on the line that she's getting paid to actually take the time to give me that in-depth advice that I'm looking for. So I definitely think that is, something that never really clicked until you're speaking it to me so clearly, that structure would really add a lot to my life moving forward in growing this business.
Well, what I'm going to attach to this episode is a free worksheet. Basically, when I sent you my response, I showed you hey, these are some qualifiers that you should really be looking for in a mentor. I want to add to that where to even find them.
Yes.
I am a people person. I'm a social butterfly. I go to events all the time, and I don't go freely without an agenda. I go really targeted. Hey, I'm going to this event because I'm looking to connect with this type of woman, and when I connect with her, this is what I'm hoping that it checks off a list for me somewhere that I've sat up at night and created for myself. So I want you to be able not just to have the pre-qualifiers of a mentor and advisor, but I also want you to have a strategy on where to even find these people. That seems to kind of be a separation too. You're 24, your world is different. And then even in certain spaces, the age difference, even though someone's well-intended, they're not driving a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? They're not in this era. So it's the information's good, it's just not applicable.
Yeah.
So I want you to be able to find people that are relatable to you, that you can befriend. It's totally okay to be friends with your mentors and your advisors. But then also, it doesn't cost you so much out of pocket. There's an exchange there where they can be on your team, and it benefits the both of you guys. So I want to make sure I add that worksheet. It'll be available to you guys as well, just a free downloadable PDF. But thank you so much, Keely, for being here. Is there If you want to share how to find your website or your business or any charities or anything, now's your opportunity to do that.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me. My name is Keely McHenry, and my business is called The Freezing Point, www.freezingpoint.co. On Instagram, we are freezingpoint.us, and I'd love for you to check us out.
Awesome. Before I let you go, can you tell them what Freezing Point is?
So Freezing Point is an experiential catering company. We specialize in desserts and smoking mocktails. So everything that we do is very showy. We have smoke, we have chemicals, we create all of our treats live at the event. Everything is fully customizable. Everything can be branded and designed to really add a personal touch to your events.
Awesome. Gosh, if I was not giving up sugar. This does not come together easy, but definitely thank you for being here. I cannot wait to see what you guys have to say about this topic of finding mentors, getting advice, getting ahead so that the success that we have, we keep. Thank you for watching. And again, if you have not already subscribed, you've not already followed us on any of the socials, please do so. And visit us at crybutdon'tquit.com for more when it comes to partnership. I just want to squeeze this in that if you're interested in partnering with the Cry But Don't Quit show, please reach out to me personally on any of the platforms. I'd love to talk to you about it. Thank you for watching. Bye.